Hi, and welcome to the screencast for the Psychology and Usability and the UX and Visual Design projects. My name is Rochelle Mulder, and I will be presenting on the development of the eFlow Unregistered App. The project is reported in a series of 12 blogs that were published on a weekly basis. The topics covered include planning an app idea, content strategy and information architecture, personas and scenarios, psychology and usability, design language and material design, designing for mobile, universal design, ideation design concept sketches, user experience and usability testing, and the demonstration. Please refer to my blog post for details on each of these. As part of this presentation, I will talk a bit more about the app idea, the personas, and the usability test sessions. The initial challenge was to identify the design idea. After some consideration, I decided to explore an opportunity through work on the operation of the barrier-free toll on the M50 motorway. TII, who own and operate the M50 toll, are considering the development of an app to supplement the eFlow.ie website. The app will target unregistered users to remind them to pay their toll before the 8 p.m. deadline the following day. The eFlow Unregistered app will use geofencing technology to notify users that they have passed through the toll. The app will facilitate payment through 3 easy steps. The eFlow Unregistered app will be a simplification of the existing process of paying a toll on the eFlow.ie website. Based on the objective of the eFlow Unregistered app, the following research question was formulated. How will a mobile version of the eFlow.ie website be structured from the perspective of the content strategy, information architecture, and user interface to provide a useful and satisfying user experience when performing the primary activities associated with unregistered users of the M50 toll, such as paying a toll? To help plan the project, a program was created which plotted all the tasks, activities, and deliverables against a timeline. 2 distinct personas and scenarios were developed. Emma, who is an occasional driver, and Graham, who has varying needs with regard to payment options. Emma has 2 scenarios which relate to paying a toll, and Graham's scenario demonstrates how cards can be added to the eFlow Unregistered app. Scenario 1A and 1B were tested on 5 users between the 22nd and 24th of March. The users and their on-screen activities were recorded using Lookback. On completion of each test, users were required to complete a quick questionnaire. This gave some insight on what users liked, what they didn't like, what worked, and what didn't work. The feedback from the first test session was extremely positive. The second usability test, also undertaken by 5 users, were done between the 31st of March and the 1st of April. Although the users found Scenario 2 easy and clear to follow, there were some issues regarding terminology, especially in reference to the customer service Twitter channel. The majority of the issues raised during the 2 test sessions were included in the final designs, which I will demonstrate to you next. The prototypes that I'm about to show you were created using Sketch and InVision. The test sessions were recorded using Lookback. This allowed me to see the facial expressions of the users while monitoring their screen interaction. The findings of the usability test sessions have been included in these prototypes. Firstly, we'll have a look at Scenario 1A. Emma passed through the M50 toll on her way to IKEA. While enjoying a coffee in the IKEA restaurant, Emma finds a notification on her phone. She slides the notification and enters her passcode. The phone opens in the eFlow Unregistered app. Emma's asked if she wants to pay now or later. The third option, Wasn't Me, allows the user to cancel the notification. This may be relevant if the user was a passenger in a car that passed through the M50 toll rather than the driver. Emma decides to pay now. She's asked to enter the vehicle registration number. In the next step, the vehicle corresponding to the registration number is displayed. This is extracted from the National Vehicle Driver File database. Emma has the option to revert to the previous step. If this was not her vehicle, in this case it's correct, and Emma proceeds to the next step. The app has pre-populated this field with one trip. This is the trip that registered earlier. Emma decides to pay a second toll as she will be passing through the M50 toll on her way back. She proceeds to the next step. Emma is shown a summary of her details. She is happy with the order and proceeds to make a payment. Emma's asked for her credit card details. She has the option to add these manually or to scan the cards using the camera feature. She goes for this option. Emma presents the card. The camera feature extracts the details from the card, and then she is asked to verify the details. It looks good. Emma needs to manually enter the CVV code on the back of the card. She has a last look at her details, and when she's done, she selects Make Payment. Emma receives a confirmation that the payment has been received and that her receipt will be emailed shortly. She selects Done and returns to the home screen. By selecting Trips, Emma can see the trip that she just paid for. And when selecting Future Trips, she can see the one that she's going to make on her way back. Scenario 1B considers an alternative payment arrangement. In Scenario 1B, the eFlow Unregistered app uses pre-registered cards to make a payment. This means that the user does not need to re-enter card details every time they pay the toll. To demonstrate, I will quickly run through the entire process again. Here you can see the default payment card. By selecting the down arrow, I can choose another card from the picker. I will go with Visa Debit. And now I can make a payment. There, that is much quicker. The majority of users preferred this as it is significantly simpler and quicker. Others preferred the payment arrangement of Scenario 1A as they believed it to be more secure. As a supplement to Scenario 1B, Scenario 2 demonstrates the process of adding a card to the eFlow Unregistered app. In this instance, Graham wants to include his business card so that he can differentiate between personal and work-related trips. Firstly, Graham needs to log in. He is asked to enter his email and password. Graham goes to the hamburger menu and selects Cards. This shows the card that is currently registered in the app. To add another card, Graham selects Add another card. Graham can either enter the card details manually or use the camera feature. He goes for this option. He presents the card. The details are scanned and he is asked to verify. It looks good. Graham needs to manually add the CVV code on the back of the card. He selects Business and leaves the default card unselected. On selecting Done, we can now see the newly added card. I would also like to show you around the app. By selecting how it works, I can access information about the M50 toll. In FAQs, I can find information about where the M50 toll road is located and what the M50 toll charges are. I can direct any queries or issues I might have to the eFlow team via their customer service Twitter channel. This is located on the bottom right of the tab bar. Thank you very much for watching. Please direct any comments or queries you might have about this video to the email address shown on screen.